Hey, welcome back to the Parrot Side podcast. Myself, Skillz. We got man like Rose.
Yeah, what's up?
But this guy is this entire life. Kamal.
Yeah,
Nah,
my
he
nigga.
fucked you already. Nah, he fucked you already, guy.
Yo, are we starting again?
No.
Alright.
Hey, you know what it is. Obviously, the boys in the Parrot Side pod, all three of us, same primary school, Greenwood House School. If you know, then you know. Shout out to Parrot Side still. And we're back doing that thing when we're hanging out. Come hang with us. You know what it is. Today we have some we have some interesting things on the agenda actually. First agenda. Back by popular demand, but not really because we just decided to do it for no reason. Battle rap, let's go. Hey, so today we go
Hey.
versus Kamal. Hey, we're going off. We're going off.
Yeah.
So Rose is timekeeping this one. Rose, so I mean, wait, Kamal, you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
And,
Yeah, and just remember, anything said here is total fiction. Yeah, like there's no beef going
Yeah,
on
give
here.
the disclaimer.
We need the disclaimer at the beginning, bro.
Yeah, we're not beefing. We homeboys still. So
Yeah.
We'll see at the end of the day.
who said just facts? I don't
We'll
know
see
what
about that at the end of the day. Get yourself ready, Skillz. And are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, go.
I have some skill. Yo, finally we get to battle. Little bitch nigga, you know I'm about to murder you. I know you never wanted to smoke. So, yo, let me no, start the thing again, fam. Start the fucking thing again. Why
Rose
did
is
you
dying.
Yo, battle rap ain't funny, nigga.
So round one is on Skillz. Go.
Yo, finally we get to battle. Little bitch nigga, you know I'm about to murder you. I know you never wanted to smoke. That's why I'm bringing the fire through. This motherfucker was scared to battle. He said he got no flow. Facts indeed. I was like, yo, you don't need flow. There's no beat. All you got to do is read. He was like, I can't, bro. I was like, damn. Now you here. Let's put your bars to the test, fam. Matter of fact, since you a lawyer, let's see if you can pass this bar exam. This nigga was begging. He said, let the rounds be no more than 3 minutes. He said, no one wants to hear amateurs rap. Bitch, nigga, speak for yourself. They call me Skillz. I spit on any beat like a professional. No cap. And this little bitch said, I can outright you. Okay, if that's how you feel. I mean, let's keep it real. You got no skill, zero talent, zero flow, but you claim you gonna kill? Matter of fact, you battling me is the only time you get to say you got skills. You probably gonna come with some gun bars, acting like you all hard. I mean, that's cool. I ain't stopping you. Guns are easy to make bars with. That's probably true. So since we talking guns, nigga, when I grip the gun, nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing, yo. I ain't shooting shit. I fucking hate guns. I ain't bringing clips. You my nigga, so I'll show you some love. With the fists, I get to punching and swinging. We fighting. That just being nice, G. Like I said, I ain't shooting shit. Maybe pull out the knife and it's gonna show you something sweet. Matter of fact, it's gonna bring the love. Like Rose did in episode 6. Nigga, this a mismatch. Not even the Premier League type where the underdog might do something. Motherfucker, you ain't doing nothing. So fall back. I know you're already fumbling. You something like your favorite team because you always losing. This nigga feeling the heat. He thinking, damn, Skillz going in. What am I gonna do? Ain't no half times in this battle, bitch. This ain't football rules. He probably thinking he want to ask for a break. Like, shoot, he gonna say, Rose, please, let's take 5. Oh, like y'all did against Liverpool. You silly Man United fan, let me tell you something about yourself. You suck. In this game, you're getting left back. So all I can tell is I'll leave you finished and your crew won't look sure when they see you because, man, you be looking different. Y'all catch that? Left back tellers, Luke Shaw, man, you different? Man, I know that's why this nigga hate this because I kill him in unethical ways like it's legal malpractice. Yo. So this nigga a lawyer, huh? So basically, you getting money from a client to defend him. That's funny because that's not working. And much like your favorite team, after all the money paid for defending, you still end up losing. This nigga kept dodging our beef. Now we hear he right on cue. He was going circles around the beef, like he's stirring some stew. Yo, he always trying to talk bigger, act like he's smarter. Basically, he think you're a real ass nigga. But you're not a real ass nigga. You're just real ass, nigga. Alright, time. That's some skills. That's me.
All right. Not bad. I
Yo,
mean,
what you mean, like?
yo, okay. This nigga just did a whole round talking about United because that's what you watch on cable. A girl remind me of United too. I would like to have her on top of a table. And then this nigga is talking about these time limits. I knew you were about to bring some bullshit through. I said to make it 1 round in 3 minutes because that's what your girl is used to, my nigga. Let's get into this round, bro. Let's get into this shit. Alright. Off top. Fuck Skillz, man. I give 0 fucks like a gun.
Hold on, let him rap. Hold on.
Rose is dying here. I said fuck Skillz. I give 0 fucks like a nun. No ultimatums, Jason Tatum. You ain't the one. Or you thought that we were just doing this shit for fun? I mean, how you gonna name yourself Skillz when you clearly ain't got none? I mean, your real name's Tino. Your real name's Tino. Rose, let me rap, fam.
Let him rap.
Alright, your real name's Tino, but Tino's are short in his lifespan. I mean, I'm quick to raise an arm like an overeager linesman. Put the straps to your chest like you were getting a suntan. Then lay you down to rest like you were getting a CAT scan. Skills? I'm more Mbappe, Messi, immensely valuable. You're more like Ozil tracking back, fucking casual. Ben 10, I hit the switch and become an animal. You're the Sylvester Stallone of the pod. That's expendable. You always try to get us cancelled because you want the fucking clout. But you ain't seasoned with this rap shit like white people at a cookout. Bitch and cause Rose ain't equating my girl to yours. What you on about? Will Smith at the Oscars. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. To be honest, I often wish that you were a fucking orphan. Or better yet, that your parents decided to get an abortion. It's disturbing, but we can correct that with a body contortion. Didn't attend your wake either because I'm not a morning person. You talk about Avicenna like it's fucking Grange. Scared of marriage, scared of children. Don't you find it a little strange? You don't get over your insecurities by being deranged. This ain't your remote job, nigga. In real life, you have to get up and change. I'm just saying. Imagine looking up to niggas who only boost their ego. When I found this shit, I swung the pendulum like Galileo. I play to a different drum, could care less how a bond goes. You're more concerned about the harmful threats that you expose. You spit your bars like your criminal record, no conviction. Hit you with a nice jab, then a mean hook. What a contradiction. In my hands, something breathtaking, a beautiful piece of fiction. Cross me and you're gonna be left hanging. Jesus' crucifixion. Bruce Jenner, Clayton Jenner, this nigga a bitch. Rusty blade into your vocal cords will adjust your pitch. You tried to kill me, but I came back stronger like Agent Smith. Red table talk, you get hit with all kinds of Smiths. Twist your neck, break your like your girl gave into temptation. Slice your bone tissues, have you glitching like an animation. More spots than a Dalmatian. Kick your feet up like a vacation. Finish off by airing your cap. Congrats on your graduation. That's time, nigga. This
Yo,
nigga
this
complaining
nigga
to the rap.
sets for me, you know. Yo.
Hey,
Okay.
I may not be a rapper, but like, I mean, I can write, so I can do my poetry thing. So something a bit different.
Fizz, good. Hey,
You
we
was doing a
fucking
whole
with it.
round about United. I was like, nah, this nigga, I'm coming from nigga, bro.
You came with it. All
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
right.
Something light.
All right. So, Yeah. It's good. Let's move on to the next agenda, innit?
Funny enough, this last bar is the one I was telling you guys that I wrote in the group, and I'm like, oh, this shit actually ain't bad. Because like when I said finish off by airing your cap, congrats on graduation. You know when you grad
That's a bar.
and you're taking the picture, you throw your cap in the air. When I thought about that shit, I was like, yo, and that's when I messaged you, I was gonna kill you. And then this nigga started getting nervous and shit. Anyway, yeah, we can continue now.
You done? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright, cool. Fucking our next agenda, innit? What is the agenda actually? Come on, what is it?
So today we're talking. Well, first of all, we're talking R. Kelly. So R. Kelly just got sentenced to 30 years in jail for
30.
all this. 30 years, bro. They're basically saying he organized a sex ring, like he was trafficking underage girls. Well, girls, some which are underaged, for sexual advances or sexual whatever. So he got 30 years in jail. So yeah, that's the initial topic. So and then we're also gonna combine that with, so when it comes to people like R. Kelly or people similar to R. Kelly, can you separate the art from the artist? Meaning, are you still able to enjoy an R. Kelly song or play an R. Kelly song despite all the things that he's been doing? And we're not just limiting this to R. Kelly, by the way. It can apply to anyone who's been convicted or accused of similar things. So we're going to start with Skillz this time because the nigga never stops. Skillz, what you think?
Alright, so basically, can you separate the art from the artist? You know, like for me, you can't, man. Like, see, okay, and I think a lot of it also goes into the degree of crime that was done. I mean, I guess no crime is good technically, but like, I mean, sex trafficking. That's tragic. But to be honest, like, is the remix to Ignition, like that shit slaps, yo. Like, I'm not suddenly going to stop fucking listening to that. Like, I'm sorry. I personally, I can separate the arts from the artist. Like, see, I like everybody is different behind closed doors. I get it. He's a horrible person. Now we know. Fine. If I see him on street, I'm not going to say what's up. But best believe when I get in my car, I'm stepping the name of love. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking I'm cooking it. Not just R. Kelly though. I'm talking who else? Michael Jackson. I mean,
Yeah.
did Michael Jackson want to even no, but he busted kids though, didn't he? Like he didn't actually
Allegedly, it was never actually proven, but yeah.
Yeah, but even during the old trials, my baby, it don't matter if you what? Yo. So for me personally, man, I don't know. I mean, if we take even artists out of it, like apparently this like huge, I mean, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, but like this guy that like everybody likes to reference, this Gandhi guy, apparently was racist. I'm just
This
saying.
Gandhi guy.
Apparently
It's not
man
just
was
Gandhi.
racist.
Even like Winston Churchill was racist as shit.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, so I'm just saying. So for me, man,
Skills,
nah.
doesn't matter that, okay, someone like R. Kelly now, you say you get in your car, you're bumping step into the name of love. Doesn't matter that you're still putting money into his pockets, like by listening to his music.
that's what I was
That's
going
the
to ask.
question now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. Is listen. Wait, hey, step.
Oh
What?
my God.
Yeah, that is art, man. You know, like he did his thing, fam. Like, nah, it's cool. It is what it is. I mean, if a consequence of me listening to music is getting money, it just is what it is. Like, yeah.
Okay, wait, follow-up question though. When you hear, okay, so if you're enjoying R. Kelly songs, yeah, and you hear, okay, this guy is trafficking women, does it change the way the music sounds to you?
Oh, so okay. So basically, some of the lyrics might have then be, oh, this is actually what he was talking about.
Even not just the lyrics, cause like, so if you're like the way you would enjoy an R. Kelly song before, if you put it on now, because of everything that's happened,
Yeah.
do you still feel the same way when you listen to it that you did before you knew about the allegations?
I think so. I think because it's not necessarily most of his songs, at least the popular ones, they're not like new songs. So really, at least for me, it's really more like slightly nostalgic as to
The
this was
nostalgic
the
feel.
vibes back then, as opposed
Right.
to
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. I mean,
All right, Rose, what you think?
For this one, I think I might heavily sit on the fence
Oh
because
my God.
oh yeah,
no,
pussy,
it's
blood.
because why I say that is, a lot of the things that R. Kelly has done, it's because it's public. I mean, some of our other favorite artists, they might even be co-conspirators in these things and all of that. But we don't know
Yes.
and everything.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, like we are blasting R. Kelly for doing this, but like several other artists that are also doing the same thing just because we don't know about it, like we're still jamming up to their music and all. So that's why I say like I'm sitting on the fence because it's a very touchy one. And music is there's a difference between like music and like like physical relations. For example, now assuming now maybe R. Kelly was like a family friend of yours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean like
Okay, laughing.
I mean like okay, yeah, he'd always come to the house and everything. You guys would stay, relate and all. But like the moment you find out like he's doing stuff like that, like obviously you distance yourself from him and you won't expose or
That's
allow
your
your
family
family.
member doing that scenario. Won't you at least talk to
Yeah,
him?
but still, you hear stuff like that. I mean, like you don't want to implicate yourself. Probably if you're not even, you were never aware and everything, and like bringing him to your own home. I don't know. It might raise question marks and all of that. But like with music, I don't know. Music is to a lot of people, music is like an escape
Mhm.
route. So people drown themselves in music. Sometimes they're not even so focused on the lyrics exactly. They just love the sound. It's quite catchy. I mean, there are so many songs that like you listen to the lyrics and they are not making sense, but like they are so catchy. Um, that's why I feel like it's a tough one. I mean, like you go through so many people's phones, If you check R. Kelly streams now, they're probably still in the millions, which shows that
Yeah,
like a lot of people are still listening to his music. So I believe it's quite tough to separate the artist from. I mean, like no, I mean
yeah, I
it's
know what you mean. The
quite
art from
easy
the
for
artist.
people to separate the art from the artist. Yeah.
That's it.
So I was gonna say, I ain't gonna allow this nigga sit on the fence like that, bro. So Rose, with an artist that you know, forget what they do behind closed doors. An artist that you
Yeah.
know, I said Kevin Spacey, R. Kelly or XXX Tentacion that had so many violence accusations against them. So those ones that you know what they did, can
Yeah.
you personally still listen to that music?
Okay, let me give you an example because I don't really
Oh
listen to
god.
those artists.
All right, give me
No,
an
no, no,
example.
no. It's still
Give me an
along the
example.
line with what Kamal is saying. This Christian artist that I listen to, his name is Galvin. And I think it was earlier this year, like apparently they discovered that like he was sending like explicit photos to different women and
Oh
he
shit.
was married and like he even had an affair with a fellow Christian artist and all of that.
At least he keeping
And
it, within the family. No, that's not
Guess
good.
everything the family.
and like eventually it led to his divorce with his wife and like he has two kids and all. And I won't lie, I saw the news and I was disappointed. I was really, really disappointed because like Gavi was one of my favorite artists. I know. But like I'm not going to lie, I still jam up to his music. Like I still
All right.
play his songs, especially whenever I go to work. Like I always just put his songs and everything. Because there's this thing that one of my friends said to me. I don't know if I can get the message up.
All right.
So I I feel like oh, you guys should go on. If I get the message,
Yeah,
I'll
okay. I was
go.
gonna say. So while you're looking for the message, skills.
Mhm,
So when you're bumping your R. Kelly, yeah. I,
mhm,
I don't know if you do or if you don't, but let's say you did have a friend, a female friend,
mhm.
who's been through sexual violence.
Oh
Do you think that
god.
will affect? I ain't allowing you niggas escape shit today, bro. Do you think that will affect the way you look at the music or enjoy the music as well?
Um, nah. Yo, hey, nah. And y'all can come for me for this, but nah. But listen,
Explain why not now. Explain.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So I'm listening to R. Kelly because he made good music. Anyone could have
Uh,
made this music. I'm a fan of the music, not necessarily the artist. Like me personally, Sha, I'm not that type to like just dick ride one artist and listen to all the albums. I don't listen to albums.
right.
I fuck with
Okay. Okay.
songs. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
so this nigga was stepping in the name of love. Like it's a tune. You know what I mean? I can't
Okay.
suddenly be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like nah. Like no, don't get me wrong. That's not just say I support sexual assault or whatever. Like, no, like that's fucked up. You know what I mean? But me not listening to R. Kelly is not going to help you in any way. It's not going to help anybody in any way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
What if it's like a show of solidarity that, okay, if he's a sexual abuser or whatnot, I'm not listening to him to stand with the people who've been
that's
through
like an
sexual.
empty gesture, dude. That doesn't do anything. What does that do? Like,
If it happens en masse, will it still be an empty gesture?
but yeah, I mean, there are people that protest for empty gestures now. I mean, like they're wasting their time. I mean, so I like.
So you just don't
Yeah.
believe it will make a difference, basically.
I don't think it will make a difference. Like that's what I'm saying. So even outside of like the R. Kelly one, if we're bringing some of the other crimes into it, like pedophilia and all that, I mean, we start taking like niggas like Michael Jackson. Like, yeah, but when he fucking made that remember the time? What? Yo,
But Skillz, like, what if
is
like you look at some of the lyrics and like it's actually relating to some of those things that is actually
that's
done.
rare. That's
I
rare.
mean,
If I
like,
that's okay. That's a good question. If I can notice that, then I might be like, oh, alright. But that's not something that I've necessarily noticed. I mean, so like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
all right.
okay,
so
so
Kamal,
I found
Kamal.
the
Sorry,
I
sorry.
found
Yeah,
the message.
I'll go after Rose, don't worry.
Okay, so bear in mind that this is looking at music from like a Christian perspective. So my friend said that God does not give a gift and retrieve it. I can't remember the exact scripture that explains, but the music is either to edify one's soul and or glorify the Lord. If the artist is called to make music, even when they live in ways that are not exemplary or spiritual, the gift is still present. So I believe God can still minister through their music. Even a chipped cup can serve top grade wine. It's up to our discernment and conviction to choose to or not to listen. Doesn't mean we become less like Christ for doing so. We listen to the music and take in as we choose. The artist is nothing but a vessel. So
These are these evangelists get you, bro. Look how sweet
Yo,
words coming out of this guy.
the
Like,
guy always just sneaks in his 30 seconds of evangelism in every episode. Yeah.
hey,
well,
yeah,
like he made a very very solid point there, and like at the end of the day, we're all just vessels and all of that. So I mean, like people might want to do the exact same thing, like just say, okay, the artist might be a bad person, but then the music they are giving. I mean, like look at an artist like XXX. A lot of his songs, I believe, like helped a lot of people who were suffering from depression and everything, because like they were able to relate and all. But like when you look at the guy was actually a villain, a real life villain, and all of that before he died, unfortunately. So like, uh, that's why I say like I sit on the fence, because I mean, like Kamal, what you said, I feel like to an extent there's a bit of conviction in our hearts, like when that artist music now comes up, I'm just like, should I be doing this? And like you said, you
that
know,
little moments when you think,
name love.
you think I just say it's a vibe and you continue.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much how it is
All
for a
right.
lot of.
Okay, so I'm not really like mad at you niggas for like the stance you have, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that feel the way you guys feel. I was coming at you guys with all these questions because these are some of the questions I ask myself when I find myself in this kind of situation, like R. Kelly song comes on the radio. Because at the end of the day, like Skill said, you're not gonna suddenly just hate these songs that you grew up on, because something came on. But I do think it can change the way you look at the song, at least for me personally. So with someone like R. Kelly now, I would never stream an R. Kelly song. I could download it, and listen to it on my phone, but I would never stream it just because I don't want to put any extra money into his pocket. So I would rather download it so it doesn't get shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's empty though. Like you're still listening to
No,
this song.
it doesn't matter. I'm just saying some of the things that people do instead of
No,
streaming
what
their
will
songs.
you do? I talk about what you would do.
So me personally, I don't listen to R. Kelly. I don't listen
Okay.
to, but the other people it's a bit, because I never really listened to 6ix9ine. I never really listened to Kodak
Michael
Black.
Jackson?
I still listen to Michael Jackson.
Okay.
With Michael Jackson though, it was never really proven that he did whatever they accused him
What
of
about
doing.
Chris Brown?
But even if he did, I really don't listen to Chris Brown.
Okay.
But the Chris Brown one is a bit tough because he assaulted Rihanna,
But when you listen to a lot of the conversations around the relationship, it seems like a very violent relationship on both ends. Similar to the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, because the more I read about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing, although a lot of people are praising Johnny Depp for getting the settlement or whatnot, but I have no doubt that this nigga actually abused her at some point. Because it just seemed like a very violent relationship. Nas was in a similar one with Khalees. I don't know if you guys know Khalees, but Khalees is bigger than Nas. So it ain't easy for Nas to just abuse Khalees and for her to not do anything. But um, when I heard about Nas and Khalees too, it seemed like a very violent relationship on both ends. So with those kind of relationships, it's a bit harder to like know how to approach them. But I think generally, if I say, can you separate the art from the artist? I think you can, depending on what the artist
Wait, what
did.
were you going to say about Michael Jackson before? Do you listen to Michael Jackson?
I listened to Michael Jackson, yeah, but I
You
said
still listen
Michael Jackson's. I still listen to Michael Jackson, but like I said, Michael Jackson's allegations were never proven to be anything. So yeah, yeah. So I never really got to the point of canceling him. R. Kelly, I can't remember the last time I played an R. Kelly song, and I actually do like R. Kelly songs. But just for me, whenever it comes on, I just think, nah, this nigga did all this shit, bro. And for me, I guess it depends on the line, like where you draw the line. So something like if you talk about someone like Tory Lanez that shot Meg The Stallion, for example, or allegedly shot Meg The Stallion, they say it's domestic violence. So for me, violence is not a line. At least not in that context where someone just got shot randomly. Like if it's in the context of a couple and couple is abusive or a husband is abusive to a wife or a partner is abusive to another partner, that's a bit different. But random violence to me is not a line for me to just say I'm not gonna listen to this guy ever again. Even though I don't really like to relate to begin with, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Because I listen to too many rappers that are violent. Like I listen to Benny the Butcher, I watch battle rap for fuck's sake. So and almost every nigga in that shit claims to have shot a nigga at some point. So I can't draw the line at Tory Lanez suddenly shooting Meg The Stallion randomly out of a car. Even though I allegedly anyway, because that story similarly has a lot of potholes, but still, if that's what happened, I can't just draw the line at that kind of violence because I listen to too many guys that perpetrate violence in that way. But sexual assault for me
Well,
is
violence
just
is
a bit.
violence, though.
Yeah, but for me, sexual assault is a bit different than just normal violence. Because sexual assault, and especially if you're talking underage girls, they are Kelly pissing on girls. I don't know if you guys watch Boondocks, but there was an episode
I've
on
seen that
Boondocks.
episode. Yeah, I've seen
You
that.
see that,
I've seen it.
bro?
Yeah, I've
I
seen
did
it.
not know that was a true story at the time when I even watched it. It's later when my brother was telling me like, "Yo, R. Kelly was pissing on girl." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like I watched that shit on Boondocks like not long. I'm like, "Yeah, it's a true story," but I didn't know that shit was a true story, bro. And when you're talking underage girls and trafficking underage girls, like he has this song with T-Pain. T-Pain, one of my favorite artists, it's called "I'm a Flirt." And every time when the verse comes on and "I'm a Flirt," I'm just like, what's this nigga talking about? So I think the max I can do is like if there's a song I like and R. Kelly has a verse on it, but it's not a song, then I can probably listen to it still. But like for me to go and stream an R. Kelly song in today's day and age, I don't know. XXX Tentacion, he was very abusive to his girlfriend. But I remember at the time, my thinking was, okay, so if his girlfriend forgave him for what he did, why can't I? And I think this will probably link to what we're going to talk about next, which is cancel culture. When XXX died, there was a lot of people celebrating his death because he was abusive. But then his girl, who he was abusive to, didn't want to take any case, dropped the case against him she had a while before that. Criminal cases isn't really in our control anyway. But she didn't want to pursue it. And then she made videos after he died talking about how great he was and how he had changed and whatnot. I think XXX was still a teenager when he did those things.
It was still coming
So
up.
yeah, it was still coming up, he was still learning, he was still changing. And that doesn't necessarily excuse the things he did. But I feel like in society sometimes you don't give room for people to change. And I've said this before, like just because you were a certain way before doesn't mean you're always going to be that like forever. So XXX, when he died, I felt like there should have been a bit more compassion with the fact that he grew up in a violent neighborhood, he grew up around violence, and violence begets violence a lot of times. So if he perpetrates that violence to someone but then realizes it was wrong after and changes, and that person he perpetrated that violence to forgives him, why should I, how many miles away, who was never even affected by this, say I can never forgive him for this when the person he did it to forgave him? So cancel culture is a bit tricky sometimes when it comes to that. But like Skillz, I don't know how you feel about cancel culture in general.
What's the thing? One more thing I want to add for what Rose said. I agree with you. Actually, Rose was spitting, but and the thing that he's right. There are people that you don't really know who people are behind closed doors. Celebrities, they're often public figures, so they are weird shit. I mean, let's be honest. We've all done creepy shit in our lives. Probably, hopefully, when we're much, much younger. I mean, so
Nigga, what you mean? What you mean, nigga?
Rose, I went to primary school with you. I know what the fuck you did, nigga. So listen,
What did I do? Waste, man.
us be able to learn, you get me? Because you don't even, I know that people do weird shit, but I don't want to find out. Like literally, and this random, like one of my guys one time, like I was chilling in his house now, like the guy was chilling in his crib. It's almost like it's my crib, I mean it's the brethren. And I was drinking water this one time. I didn't even think about it. And from his cup and whatever. The guy was not telling the story later of how he eats us. And I'm like, I'm never drinking in your house again. I'm never drinking from your fucking cup again. What the fuck, bro? Now it probably
cleaned the
don't
cup though. Maybe he brushed his teeth,
I don't give a fuck, yo. Fuck that. Man. Oh, you're right. It probably don't mean nothing, but like, yeah, I mean,
but actually, even related to what you just said about not knowing what people do behind closed doors, even back to this XXX thing. When XXX died, I remember T-Pain tweeted, and he was like, a lot of the same people that want to cancel XXX and celebrate his death because he was violent towards his partner at a certain point in his life also have uncles and parents who did the same shit. But just because they never knew, they don't look at it the same way. But some of them, even when they find out, they don't approach it the same way because it's family. And honestly, like, I kind of thought of the same thing because we live in a Nigerian household, bro. And we know how shit is here. Like, mad niggas think it's okay to beat their wife or slap their wife, and like, ain't shit ever get done about it. So, but then when you hear about a random celebrity somewhere doing the same shit, all of a sudden you're camping banners and having picket fences and shit. But like, bro, you're not doing the same shit in your house when it directly affects you. So if you can give Uncle Tolu a pass for whatever he did, even though knowing that nigga will never change in his life, why can't you give a nigga that did that shit when he was 15? Well, like, yeah, you can carry on, you can continue.
Yeah, no, it's a good because let's talk about cancel culture a bit though, because you were asking me earlier. Yeah, I don't know. I feel my own thing with cancel culture is what does that even mean? How do you even cancel somebody? Like when you cancel people, where did they go? They don't go anywhere. Yeah, I mean, like so certain things like what we've just certain like we've just talked about.
When you cancel me, I'm still here. Nigga.
Like they're still there, bro. And like it doesn't mean
always
anything.
trying to get cancelled.
Yeah, like so say outside of music, say like movies now, like that the House of Cards guy, what's his name again?
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, what he did, it involved, fucking children in it. So he's a pedophile. You basically
underaged. I think we have to like differentiate
that's
a bit.
that's still a pedophile, isn't it? That's still
no, but I said children. Like I feel like children.
Sorry, underage. That's pedophile. That's pedophilia. This guy's name is Pedophilus. You get me? So, like, I'm not now suddenly.
What the fuck is Pedophilus, bro?
That's your new name if you're a pedophile, man.
I ain't mad at it.
But yeah, now cancel culture. Here's my thing on this: when you cancel people, they don't go anywhere. So the better way is education. I mean, like all these people that they cancel online, like they put a video of this person said the N-word, this person is racist. Do you know what they do? They just go home and then go out again the next day, like nothing happens. And I mean, like
you get cancelled for like a week.
They get cancelled for like a week. Maybe they lose their job or something, but they're going to reapply in a month and they're going to get their job back. Like it doesn't do nothing. So what is better is education. We live in a day and age where being labeled as sexist, transphobic, homophobic, racist is worse than the actual crime itself. Like, no, educate these niggas. Like, what does that mean? Like, nah, that's just my own thing. Like, don't just be rushing to cancel people. Like, it doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't do anything. Educate them. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, there's some people that have been genuinely cancelled, though. Did you ever watch Entourage?
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, but
I didn't watch it. No.
I mean, he was the director, yeah, but yeah. A lot of the guys on Entourage, you ain't seen those niggas again, bro. Even the main guy, Adrian Grenier, like I saw him recently on. No, he was one of the few that actually didn't have any accusations against him. But the rest of them, Jeremy Piven, who you probably know, I'm sure you've seen him somewhere, but Jeremy Piven has struggled to get anything after Entourage because there was a lot of accusation towards him that he did this and he did that. So you've just not like he's basically fallen off the face of the earth. James Franco, you've not seen him. Yes,
James
now.
Franco.
Oh, we saw him in
The
what
last
did he
time I
get?
saw him was
The interview?
yeah. That's the last time I saw him anyway.
What did he get cancelled for though?
I don't know. I just saw it when I was researching this shit that James Franco got cancelled. I didn't even know he got cancelled. I'll find it for you in a bit.
Okay, but here's the thing. Why is the cancellation? It's like there's partiality. I mean, because okay, if people like James Franco getting cancelled, Robert Downey Jr. did blackface. That nigga was still Iron Man and part of the Avengers. I mean, so why do we get to pick and choose? Like, no. Cardi
I mean,
B.
niggas have always picked and choose though.
What was the thing you said Cardi B did? She fucking
Yeah, Cardi B one is a bit wild to me. So when she was a stripper, she used to lure niggas to like, let me say it low, but niggas wanted to sleep with her anyway. So when she gets to the apartment, she would drug them and then rob them.
I mean, and but nobody canceling her. I forget. That's what I'm saying. She even throw her in prison. Forget canceling. I mean, but nobody did nothing.
Yeah, I thought that was wild. I thought that was wild.
So why do you let niggas picking and choosing? If I cancel, like cancel roles or something, like don't cancel and what?
Waste.
Okay, so
But,
let me
like-
tell you what James Franco did before Rose goes. So James Franco back in 2014 went on Instagram and asked a British girl he met outside a theater in New York if she was 18. After she told him she was 17, Franco asked for the name of the hotel where she was staying and if he should get a room there. So he says he used bad judgment and learned from his lesson. So basically, in 2018, 5 female students of the Studio 4 acting school in North Hollywood told the Los Angeles Times that Franco had parlayed his position to exploit them sexually. 2 sued later that year. Franco settled those for over $2.23 million.
Yeah, I feel like to an extent people pick and choose who they want to cancel. That's why at the end of the day, like when you think of the whole concept of being cancelled, I feel like people cancel who they don't like. They don't necessarily cancel their faves if they see them doing like something questionable. Most times they just turn a blind eye. Yeah, exactly. And that's why you see people, especially with this Tory Lanez. Well, I don't know, the whole Tory Lanez situation, you still see people like evidently defending Tory Lanez and all of that.
Yeah, nothing has happened to Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
People do go off at him on Twitter,
yeah, but for the most part though, he's still like Tory Lanez.
True.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Like people might try.
What you're saying is because he's a fave. That's why.
Yeah. Because like people like him a lot. Like they might not. You see them defending him, and all, even if he's done something so bad. So, and just like Skillz says, like the whole point of cancel culture, I don't know, it doesn't really do any good. Especially like, for instance, all these music artists now. Like, I mean, which goes back to our previous discussion. Like, see R. Kelly, see what he's done. Like, a lot of people have cancelled R. Kelly, but you check the streams, they are still in millions. So, like, people just cancel who they don't like, and it's not even just celebrities. And just like that example that Kamal you used with T-Pain, even when it comes to like on a more local or a close to home basis, your friends and everything, you see it every day now, where people know clearly that their friends are doing certain things.
Clearly knows.
Okay, well, not
no,
clearly,
I agree with you. They clearly know. Like, so clearly
well,
know.
not to be honest, not all of them, or at least a majority of them know some of the things that like their friends do, and they still, they just turn a blind eye. I mean, you see them you see some of your guys, maybe they are clearly cheating on their girlfriends, or your female friends.
That one is different because that's not harmful.
I mean, that's debatable.
Yeah, that's very debatable. Guy, in fact, it's not even debatable. That's harmful because,
It
like,
is
I mean, you're
debatable,
calling
bro. That's not
someone
sexual
stupid.
assault. That's different. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna
No,
talk
it
to him.
doesn't necessarily have to be
I'm gonna
sexual
talk to
assault
him, but
now.
like,
Like,
nigga, don't do that. But like, I'm not going to like be mad. Like, I'm like, that's your life.
yeah,
Like,
that's the point. Like, the point is turning a blind eye completely
yeah, because
and
you
not.
can't catch a case over that. Like, you can't. Like,
I mean, like, you can always talk to your guy and tell him that, bro, what
which
you're
I
doing.
will, but I won't be like that. I won't be like, oh shit, no.
So Skills, like, if you are being cheated on, you'd prefer they don't
Yeah.
tell you.
So
Just
that
does
it
the
on.
cheating, bro. He doesn't get cheated on. He does the cheating, man.
Nah, I'm not. Listen,
Ah,
if you're out there and maybe, but you happen to catch me cheating on my girl, if you talk, man, I'm running up to your house. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying. Don't chat. You didn't see nothing. That's all I'm saying.
This guy. A lot of rules finish up, like, before you forget, before the
yeah.
guy forgets where he is.
Well, Sha, my point basically is that cancel culture, it doesn't really do anybody any good. I mean, you cancel the person, they come out some 2 weeks after and continue. Well, the key thing is more of the education. You know, like if somebody does, and what that basically shows is that you are giving everybody a chance to change, a chance to improve, a chance to be better. Because I mean, like just like Skill said, like if we all look back, I mean, if somebody has like a videotape of some of the stuff that we've done in the past, like definitely we might not want some of that out there and all of that. But we ourselves believe that like we've changed. Like we don't do certain things that
Yeah,
we
we
used to
grow,
do
we grow, we
before.
live and we learn. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We grow. So, I mean, like, we should be able to extend that same grace to like others, believing that they too can change as well. So,
Mm.
that's where I stand on that.
I I mean, see, okay, see, for me, I want to talk about this in like using a couple different people because I feel like there's the cancel culture where niggas just want to find an issue to have an issue about. So someone like you take like my Jama in I don't even know how many years now, 3, 4 years maybe like 3 years. I think like 2018. So I think my Jama was like amongst a series. I think Nella Rose, a lot of these British YouTubers though.
Yeah. Oh,
They dug
yeah,
up the
yeah,
old
yeah.
old tweets when they were coming at dark skinned people, right? So we do this thing sometimes where we act like we did not know the reality of things when we were that age. So when we were like
Yeah.
14, 13, dark jokes were normal in secondary school. Being dark was not cool. Like we know it was not cool. Niggas didn't know any better at the time.
Yeah.
So we used to make dark jokes. We used to bully people that were dark. I didn't personally, but niggas did, you know. So I don't before they cancel me, let me throw that in there. So so like we know this is what like the mindset people had at the time. So if an influencer. Nella Rose is dark, by the way. If Nella Rose, as a dark-skinned woman at the time, is hating on herself for being dark or hating on other like-minded dark-skinned people, like it's just a thing of self-hatred and it's something that's been ingrained and conditioned into people. So I don't know why we like to be ignorant and oblivious to these realities and just say, oh, we're going to cancel them because we're woke today and wokeness today dictates that dark-skin slander is not tolerated. Yes, we know it's not tolerated, but holding them to a standard that clearly wasn't the standard at the time isn't fair, in
At the
my opinion,
time,
anyway.
exactly.
And then obviously
Yeah.
you can say, but not everybody was making dark skin joke. Yes, not everybody was doing it, but unfortunately, people grow at different points. Allow them grow, like allow them grow. And
Yeah.
then they come with the rehearsed apology. Like I could tell you what my Ajama and Nella Rose, I could tell you exactly what they were going to say before they even said it. Because society also dictates that there's a format to an apology, and I hate that shit. Like if they came out and said at the like this is just what it was at the time, like that no one is gonna accept that apology because they just don't like that apology. They have to say, oh, I was wrong, I didn't know any, or I knew better, but I was just this, or like they have to take a lot of blame on it and then phrase it as such. Like it's just the normal bullshit standardized format that everybody uses when they fucks up. I hate that shit. So that's one part of cancel culture that I just feel is just annoying to me. The second one is I don't know if you guys remember this. You know Justin UG, the comedian.
Yeah, I know that
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
ever since that shit happened, because Because I write my blogs now. I had this shit penciled. Like I wanted to write on this shit because when that shit came out on Snapchat, bro, everyone was saying, this guy did this guy did
It was
that.
cancelled
Like
before he even got a chance to talk, bro.
before he said anything, bro. Because some random gal put Snapchats and said this guy, let's go as Justin on the top, and says he said this and this and this. And I'm like, bro, anyone could have said this shit, bro. like, because the name is Justin at the top, you're just assuming it was this guy. And then the person who actually allegedly said this shit, we never even found the person. So like, I don't know why you just take a random account and then say, oh, this person did this, so we're gonna cancel him based on someone's word that you did not even know. And then later comes out that it wasn't actually Justin that said it, like it was someone else. Justin was not even in the country at the time all these things happened.
Yeah.
So like, where do we go from there? Because you niggas already emailed, because he was going to do a movie or
It's
something.
cool. Yeah.
You niggas already emailed the
Yes,
person doing the movie and
exactly.
saying you should get him off the movie because he did this and did that, all in the name of cancel culture. Like sometimes it's just too quick to cancel people.
Imagine if he didn't have that his ticket, like a copy of that his ticket now. I mean, like that was just his saving grace. So like imagine if he didn't have it. Like
Yeah, I want to add something to that though. Come on. I don't know if that one was solely just a cancel culture issue. I think when it comes to this is just my opinion. I mean, I think it's just how I see it. When it comes to like issues like this that involve sexual assault, men sexually assaulting women, there's always this trend of okay, whatever she says, that's facts. So this nigga is guilty until proven innocent. And I'm like,
innocent.
that's not how it's supposed to go though. So in that case, like the nigga has already suffered everything, like the defamation of character, the whatever. Like the fact that he even had that thing that Rose just said, like nobody even keeps that. Like that was a stroke of luck, to be honest. But they've already cancelled him. And the thing is, that's what I'm saying. I think it's just that particular area of crime, shall like that sexual assault. There's always this like believe the woman first. And that's how I was saying earlier on when we were talking about the other thing. I was like, violence is violence too. So we can't treat this any different. I know it's a horrible crime, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I feel your skills because like when you're going to court, it's not guilty until proven innocent. It's
Exactly. It's
basically
innocent
innocent
until
until
proven
proven
guilty.
guilty.
So why are we flipping it from
So
this one? Violence is violence.
I mean, it's just I guess it's just a reactionary nature, like wanting to be on the defense immediately, like someone speaks out about something and everything. And that's why, like, I believe that we should all be extremely cautious because even the girl, you know, that it wasn't the person that um it wasn't the person that was assaulted that shared the
Oh
story.
yeah, it was somebody else that was really pushing
It
the
was
agenda.
someone else that shared it on her behalf
Half, yeah.
and all of that. So imagine that now. You've put yourself in the spotlight in the middle of this situation, only for you to find out that like it's not true. Like it's crucial that like before anything, at least do your due diligence. Try and verify some of this information before you just make yourself a laughing stock or you put yourself. Because imagine if Justin decided to press charges against that babe. I mean, like it's not going to be good for anyone. Like we understand like why that's the situation. I mean, but
I don't agree
at
with
the
it.
same time, it's still important to be reasonable in your decision making. I mean, don't just jump up and react and all of that. Like you have to be really, really
That's the
careful.
thing. And the problem with that is when things like that now happen, it then takes away from people that are actually victims. And
Yeah.
then like
Yeah.
that's just the problem, man. Like, well, yeah. Come on, sorry, continue going off. What were you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I can't even remember where I stopped, but like, so someone like, let's say Mason Greenwood, for example. Bro,
Yo, like I said before, now we know why that nigga was tearing short, man. I'm like, why is this guy upset? Yo.
Do you know the thing about this guy? I genuinely feel like if they said this guy didn't do what they said he did, niggas would take him back. Because one, football fans are selfish as
But-
shit and don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about what happened to this girl. So if Greenwood can help us, because United don't have right winger now. If Greenwood can be a right winger for United, niggas will take him back, unfortunately. And the thing is, like, the PR job I think the club would need to do to even get that guy back is like gargantuan. Because
That's facts,
as long,
facts.
even though there's like a part of the fan base that will take him back and no questions asked, I do think there's a large part of the fan base, not only just the fan base, the players as well. Because remember, after it happened, Rashford posted about his girl and whatnot. Like, how many of the players would actually be okay with them coming back?
With them.
So a case like Greenwood, a case like R. Kelly, for me, that's justified cancelled. Like,
Come on, let me say something. Let me say.
carry on, yeah.
First of all, what Rashford did, I don't think it made any sense. Because what? No. On facts, like, what was your point? That yeah, a normal boyfriend cheating your girlfriend, right? Like, what's the point? Like, man, you are meant to treat your girl right. It's not some award show or something. You're meant to treat your girl. So I don't get what your point is. Are you not saying that? Oh yeah, Greenwood assaults his babe. I don't.
Give him his clips, bro. Give him his props. He's looking for props.
I mean, like, nah, that's
trying to say we treat women right out here, man. That's what he's trying to say.
I mean, you don't have to put a picture because somebody assaulted his babe that you treat your woman right. I mean, that's meant to be the norm. You posting that picture is not. Do you want us to give you a round of applause, or you want us to give you some bonus in your United contract? I mean, relax, Jerry.
Anyways, last story I'm gonna give on this is more of a personal or whatever, like someone you don't know. So my cousin came, this is maybe like sometime last year, and he was talking to me about one of his friends. So you know how Nigerian babes, or I don't even know if it's just Nigerian actually, but sometimes when a guy and a girl go out, the relationship is somehow transactional. So the guy will buy stuff for the girl, and the girl will like do sexual favors in advance, that kind of thing. So this guy was giving me this story about one of his friends.
Gives.
One of his friends took this girl out. He bought her, I think, a handbag, right? And then the babe now said, "Oh, my phone is also spoiled. Can you help me fix it?" So the guy fixed the phone too. And then he took her back to the crib now. And then the girl was now like, "Oh, that she's hungry." And I said, "Okay, no problem now. Let me buy you food." I said, "The girl, chow finish." She said, "Okay, can you order me Uber back home?" The guy say, "Are you sure that's all you came here for?" The babe said, "No, we had a good time now. Now I want to go back home. It's getting late."
Fun time, son.
And then the guy said, it's getting late, Abi, no problem." He told one of his friends, "Seize that bag. I bought the bag now. Seize the bag. I want it back. Seize the phone because I fixed the phone. So you have to seize the phone too." The guy now said, "That food I bought for you, you have to pay me back." And then the guy now said, "Well, I can give you all these things back if you give me what I want to." And we all know what he wanted.
Hell, Jacob.
So, when you talk about your friends that be doing some weird ass shit, right?
Yeah.
When this guy told me this story, I was like,
You have to
"Bro,
pattern it
that
straight
ain't
up.
it."
Yeah, in fact.
Like, that ain't
pattern
it. Like,
straight, quickly.
like,
quickly.
So I was like, what did you tell him? And they're like, "Fucking no, Timo, was just a funny story, innit?" And I'm like, wow.
Nah.
Like, bro. And unfortunately, like, there's a lot of people in friendships like this where they allow their friends get away with a lot of, like, secondary school. Fair enough, like, your power is limited in secondary school, your friends are limited, you don't always know what's right from what's wrong. But like, once you reach that level, once you pass that level and you're an adult, I don't see why anyone with any moral compass that's slightly commendable or of any sort should have a friend that does shit like that, because that shit is not it. But like,
Facts.
do you guys have, I don't know if you guys are, we might not call them out, chat, but Have you guys had
Yeah.
similar?
Yeah, actually,
Similar-
yeah, and I want to use that to ask you a question, actually, because what you
Yeah.
just said is you gave an example and you said these things are definitely cancelable, definitely, like they should be cancelled for that.
Uh-huh.
But is there ever going to be a chance for redemption for these people? Because I gather that there are some things that you cancel people for, and like I said, say for example, the very common example is when white people say the N word on Twitter and we catch them on video. Those niggas are uncancelled after a week; they just go back to their normal lives. But certain things like sexual assault, yeah, you're cancelled for longer. I mean, so these people that are cancelled, is there ever going to be a chance for redemption? So me now, for example, there's this guy at my workplace now. He doesn't work here anymore. Yeah, but
Mhm.
I first met this guy through soccer, which is ball. Like, you know, when you meet somebody through ball, you don't really know them. You just know them through ball. I mean, like, we ball together. So I'll see him at work and we pass each other, oh, what's up, what's up? Maybe we chat small, whatever. Like, I mean, he was international too. So, like, yeah. All right. Then somebody else saw me talking to him one time. Now put me aside. Say, you know this guy? I was like, hey, see, that guy's your guy. I was like, no. He was like, that guy's your guy. I was like, no, really? Like, I just know my guy through ball. Like, I'm not a very social person, but like I'm not going to ignore the guy. Like I've seen it, I know him. We ball together. Yeah, I mean, you're like, hey, bro, yeah, when you have time, that you should just Google his name. I was like, Google it. Hi, whatever. Now it's some Arabic name, so I don't even know how to fucking spell it. So I even forget. Later now, Sha, there was one of my other friends. She was now saying, oh, that guy. She now Googled it and showed me on her phone. So apparently, like some years back, it was like around 20, between 2017, 2018-ish area, that the guy basically was charged for sexual assault and everything. You know what I mean? And then I was like, raw. Like, how do we? The first thing that came to my mind was like, how do we know it's him? And then I clicked on the article, and then his face showed up. I was like, yep, that's definitely him.
That's him.
That's him. That's him for sure. But like, it was mad because he still said he was charged with it. Yeah, I don't know if he busted case or not. But now that's an article. His face is online of no, this is what you did. Now this was in, which is on the other side of the country. I mean, now he's moved and he's where I am now, which is West Coast. I mean, so now a couple people know now. You know how news travels now. News spreads and then and everything, right? So now I can't fucking be seen with the guy in public because I don't want them to think that, oh, I really fuck with him. Yeah, I mean, I'm still not a dickhead, so like I'll still talk to the guy, but like, yeah, I mean, when the guy now invited me, like one time we'll come to the crib, me and the boys are playing FIFA. I'm like, yeah, I don't even like FIFA, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even ball like that, bro. Yeah, I mean, but like it was wild because now here's the thing. Here's the part that now tripped me. This was the trippiest part of it was the nigga already started walking here. He was walking here. News traveled. Colleagues heard about it. One of our colleagues now went to the chief. He said, "Nah, I can't work with this guy. This is what he did." Then the chief was like, "Well, he's already hired. The deed is done. Like it is what it is. Move on, man." So now left it at that. Then one of the students, because I work in school now, one of the students now heard. Student told her mom. The mom now saw the article, came to the school and said, everybody is getting sued. What the fuck? So then the school was like, nigga, you're fired. And I was
I
like,
swear people with like sexual assault convictions are allowed to work in schools.
yo, like that's the. So I don't know if he busted case. I mean, so
Yeah,
one
he
of two things.
might not have been convicted. Yeah,
That's one, and then two is like I don't know, man. Maybe the school probably didn't do enough background to hire before they hired him. But like, the thing is, like, this was time ago. So my thing is, one, he's fucking lacking. I mean, yeah, he fucked up, but like, nigga, you need to get a good lawyer and get that shit off the internet. Like, once they Google you, that's you. You know what I mean, and like,
I mean, can we really get it off the internet?
you can't really get things off the internet, to be honest, Sha. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. At least don't make it so like I Google you, that's the first thing I see. But then the thing that tripped me was like, even after this nigga thought he had moved on and moved across the fucking country and started work, like it's still like so. Yeah, is there ever going to be redemption for this guy? Like, don't get me wrong, that is definitely cancelable. Like, that was horrible. Like, rape accusation, like that's fuck, bro. I mean, like, got her drunk and all that. That's fucked up. But like, I don't know, man. Is that how it's gonna be for the rest of his life? Like, this nigga cannot walk anywhere. You get me?
I'm gonna take a page out of you guys' book. It's a case by case basis. Like for me, first thing is there's factors that you need to consider. Like one, how old was he when he did this? Two, what kind of background does he come from? Three, what's the norm in the society he lives in? And then four, has he changed since he did what he did? there's maybe more, but that's 4 I can think of off the top of my head. So for someone like R. Kelly, old enough, sex ring is in its own is just too far. That's done. Greenwood, 20 years old. For me, that's old enough. Sexual abuse, rape, violence. One step too far for me. Like, it's just a bit too much. Where I differentiate with someone like XXX is he was like 15 and he was overly violent. And I feel like people that are overly violent, like, use weapons and whatnot, or threaten to use weapons, even though he didn't actually use weapons, but threaten to use weapons, that just tells me like their mind is fucked. Like, their mind is fucked. So part of what they do is in this, when people plead insanity and shit, like there's a reason why you can plead insanity, and part of it is because you're not totally in control of what you do. And I think XXX was that kind of person that wasn't totally in control of what he did. And that also goes for people, well, not also, but also people who like use the N-word when they were younger and then grow up and realize, okay, I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't
Like,
have.
like whatever, like we can forgive you, homophobic, transphobic.
So
if that
what you're saying
community
is
wants
it's
to-
based on age then.
There's a
After
lot of,
it's-
to me, there's a lot of age factors, community factors, growing up factors, and then norm factors. Because like I said, the norm in like a Nigerian society is different from the norm in an American society. So that will also influence like the kind of things you do. But at the end of the day, bro, there's some crimes, like sexual assault crimes. I don't know if you ever like, as much as I'm caping for XXX and saying that there's some things that he wasn't, I don't know if he was actually, I don't know if he actually ever sexually abused her. Like him, I know him more for like violence. I don't know if he sexually abused her, but like as much as I'm caping for him and saying there's, he was young, like at the end of the day, whether you're 12, 13, 14, if you rape someone, like, bro, I don't know if you ever get past that. But what I would say though, to add to something you said about the job thing, I do think the criminal conviction thing, having to declare that you're a criminally convicted person on every job application form you fill does not help society in the long run, because a lot of these convicts are not going to be able to get jobs. And what happens when they're not going to be able to get jobs? They go back to a life of crime.
To crime, yeah.
So that's why you have a 50% reoffending rate. It's probably gone up now, by the way. I'm pretty sure it's gone up now. But like the fact that you cannot get a job directly contributes to people reoffending. So I don't know that it's every single crime under the sun that somebody should declare that they're a criminally convicted person. Like sometimes, bro, like let a nigga get a job. Because if you've gone through prison, and prison, the function of prison, or at least what the government claims the function of prison is meant to be, is to reform people. So if in theory you've served your sentence and you're reformed and you've come back a new man, you shouldn't always, what your past crimes shouldn't always be held against you to the degree that it should. So I do feel like society needs to find a middle ground between someone being convicted in the past for what they're doing and then not necessarily having to always declare that they're criminally convicted in every application form that they fill. Rose, anything to add?
Well, I feel like there will always be like consequences for stuff like that. So like that guy now, I mean, like he could genuinely have changed, but the consequence of having that sexual assault case is that when people find out, it already puts a stigma on you. So I mean, people don't care if you have changed. Like they just know that, oh, this guy was involved in a sexual assault case, and the first thing is, oh, pull away. So it's very tough, and there will always be. I mean, like as much as we say, oh, cancel culture, and a week after, like everything just goes back to normal. I mean, let's take a page out of Skillz book and what you said to me. I think it's on a case by case basis too, because there are some people that have actually.
Rosie said that too. Rosie said that
yeah,
too.
yeah, fair. There are some people that have actually, as a result of cancel culture, they've suffered daily for it. I mean, we've seen people that put up some racist comments now, and they found their job, their places of work, and they got sacked or something like that. So there will always be consequences as a result of like that cancel culture or certain acts that will make you get cancelled and all of that. So
Oh, sorry. Last thing. You know when 6ix9ine got cancelled? You know that was the funniest shit to me, cause like y'all niggas are canceling someone over some street shit that he snitched. When y'all niggas ain't been the
Yeah.
streets a day in your life, bro.
Facts.
Like how are you canceling a nigga over a moral code that you don't
That whole
subscribe
snitch
to?
shit, I don't understand. Facts.
Never been
Facts.
affected by it. Like he snitched.
Facts.
Nigga, you would snitch too.
Facts. Like they saw Don't Snitch in some movie and then they think, oh, he's not a real G. Fuck that, bro.
Yeah, like bro, like come on.
Nobody
now.
wants to
Like,
go to prison. The fuck?
if street
Exactly.
niggas when I saw 6ix9ine and Alpo and all these Alpo got shot. Like anyway, yeah, you guys probably don't know the story of Alpo, but like if people want to cancel niggas like 6ix9ine because they're in the street and they live by that code, that's cool. But y'all niggas that just random niggas say I can't listen to 6ix9ine again because he snitched, bitch, man.
Like, you
Anyway,
know
that's
nothing
that.
about gang life, nigga.
Yeah, like you ain't about that life, man. Like niggas need to stop that shit.
But 6ix9ine is joke too. Yo,
I came back and dropped 1 million views in how many minutes?
fuck,
Like,
man. That nigga was viral. Man.
Cancelled what, bro? Anyway, he's kind of done now, but still. Final thoughts, Skillz.
Yeah, let's wrap up the thing. Also, for me, final thoughts, I feel like yeah, I think there's been some good stuff said today. You know, what I wanted to add was a lot of times when somebody's cancelled and somebody come back and say, oh, they deserve the suffering, they deserve the cancelling. Yeah, okay, even if that's true to a certain extent, the important thing is let's not forget education. We all live in a society, man. Like that's my one problem with the justice system in a way is, yeah, okay, violence is violence. Let him go to court and whatever, but there also needs to be retribution. Like let the nigga learn. Like if it takes go to class and learn that you can't do that. And I mean, like that's fine. Do something. Like so. Yeah, I don't know. Education, justice, and retribution definitely more important than just canceling people on socials. And lastly, for me, shout out Michael Jackson. You remember the time?
Rose, I beg, can you take over this guy. Final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts. First and most important, like show people grace, man. I mean, we've all done dumb things, and let me even give a quick example. Like this YouTube babe Courtesy on Twitter, like she made some comments about Wizkid in 2013, and 9 years ago, and like Wizkid FC found the tweets and it started dragging her. And I mean, like, just show people grace, man. We've all done things in the past that probably a lot of us don't want out. And even if people did know, like, we wanted them to forgive us for those things. I mean, to show that we've changed. So, like, I believe we should be able to extend that same grace to others, basically.
For the most part, I agree with Rose. Like, you niggas need to show some grace, bro. Like, it's not everything that you have to jump out the window and just say, I'm going to cancel someone. Like, at the end of the day, if you were the one in that position, you would want people to approach things a bit differently and understand that you're not the same person you were 9-10 years ago. But that being said, when you do some wicked ass shit, don't tell me it was always a mistake. Cause some people are just wicked, bro. You niggas just try to do shit like that. You can't shoot someone 10 times and tell me it was a mistake, bro. Like how'd that happen?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, we need to find
That is seizure.
the trigger 10 times because you were seizing up.
Yeah, man.
But yes, fuck. But yeah, it's been your boys. I took over from Skillz for today as your host.
Hey, don't do my thing, bro. That's my thing.
You probably have Skillz back next episode. But yeah, it's been your boys on the Parrot Side. Thank you guys for
taking
listening.
my job.
Yeah, I'm taking Skillz' job. You know, we have a new sheriff in town. When he lost the battle, he had to give up his hosts. Like that was the deal.
Fuck you! I'm the one that is editing that battle, innit? I'm editing the pod. Fuck you, bro. Fuck off.
Hey, but yeah, it's been your boys at the Parrot Side. Skillz, this way you say your nonsense that nobody say. Why didn't you give me the chance?
Nonsense, go fucking feed that nigga.
All right, thank you guys for listening.